Welcome to Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
Of course.
I neglected to mention Gangster Mickey's this morning as well. So.
Oh, boy.
What's up with you, Gangster?
What up with you? What up, Holmes?
What?
What up with you? How you feeling?
Well, don't ask me questions. You answer the questions, dumbass.
All right, then. What up, hooty hoo, damn, dog? That stock market yesterday go down lower than Snow White on Sneezy and Bashful.
That'll be fine. We'll get to that coming up. Shut up.
I wasn't sure what you wanted. See,
No,
I'm sorry.
of course not. That's the problem. Nobody does know what I want.
Yeah.
And then they do the wrong thing, not knowing what I want, and then of course I get in a snit and go home. Which I could easily do at any time. So, but I probably won't.
Don't leave us, man.
Hang on. No, see?
Yeah, I don't care.
It's a good tease, though, for the second song.
This is a silver alert. John Donald Imus has gone missing from the program due to a coughing fit. He was last seen wearing a Widex hearing aid, cowboy hat, a bathrobe, and stained pajama bottoms. If you should see him, do not approach. Alert WABC Radio as his program is currently broadcasting live. Once again, this is a silver alert. This I-Man coughing fit break brought to you by Miracle Back Brace.
So was
I-Man lost like $100 million yesterday. And,
not that much, but...
And he's upset about the labels on his shampoo.
Well, no, I'm not, no.
Wait a second.
No, I'm not upset.
No.
It's just, it's part of the dilemma that I have to face every day.
Not easy.
It's a daily hurdle.
It's not easy.
So I was listening to Wolfman Jack and I. You know, in the 60s, I was working for the railroad, hanging off a boxcar, listening to Wolfman Jack. And wasn't that many years later, I was in New York City working with him. I mean, you couldn't even make that story up. The greatest rock and roll disc jockey ever. Wolfman Jack. Ever. Better than Robert W. Morgan, better than the real Don Steele, better than Dan Ingram, better than anybody. Ever. And I got to work with him? Are you crazy? Trying to hold my own with him? We're doing New Year's Eve together? Oh, God, he was great.
Wow. Party together, too, right, boss?
No, I never did.
Oh, no.
Oh. But I was good friends with him. Don Kelly, his manager, and all those guys. Mm-hmm. I was working with a guy, I was talking to a guy yesterday. His name is Brian Byrne. He's Mr. Rock and Roll. And he was my newsman at KXOA in Sacramento, called the Boy the Giant Frog. And when I went to Cleveland with Jack Thayer and John Lund, Brian came with us from Sacramento. And I believe it was in Cleveland where the boy met Peaches, his wife.
The frog and Peaches.
Yeah.
Fuzzy Peaches.
Well, Peaches unfortunately died. She killed. She died alcohol and pills. But the giant frog, Brian Byrne, I came to New York from Cleveland. Went to NBC, you know. And Brian wound up in L.A. at K-Earth, big rock and roll station in L.A. Doing middays there, and he did middays at K-Earth for 27 years. He was a huge disc jockey in New York, and became Mr. Rock and Roll. In fact, he registered that name.
The Big Frog.
Mr. Rock and Roll.
So now, he goes all over the country, and he books rock and roll shows. Mr. Rock and Roll with the Beach Boys and all these old things. And I heard from him when he heard that I was going to stop doing Imus in the morning. So what's going on? And he related a number of incidents that he and I did, that I have zero recollection of. And I mean, he talked about he and I flew from Cleveland to Philly to do a television pilot for the late Herm Spiro, whose son David managed Joe Walsh. And I have zero recollection of that, anything to do with any of that.
Surprise, surprise.
So, but I do remember working with the Wolfman. Here come the Wolfman. God, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, we got to do this show on this day. 10 minutes after the hour, Bernie doing the news. You know, I was doing the news, but I didn't like doing it because I wasn't any good at it. And I don't want to do it. I don't care about it. And he said, well, why isn't Noam doing the news? And when Connell did the news, when Charles did the news, I paid them to do it, you know, so they were on salary for me. But the reason I paid them is because they did so much else, you know, they were part of the show. I mean, Charles at one point was making $2 million a year, so, I mean, come on.
Wow.
So, but then, so I just wanted a Noam to read the news, you know, not to be part of the show, just to read the news. But Cumulus was in bankruptcy, and I understand that. So they couldn't pay him to do it, apparently. So that's why Bernie was doing it. But he's doing a good job, Bernie.
Why, thank you, boss. Spectacular.
I guess they could pay Noam, but
Tremendous.
I forget what it was.
Nah, you don't want to.
It's not important. They're trying to make it. They're trying to put the thing together, and I predict they'll succeed. So
A little bit here, a little bit there.
Right.
what else going on, Bernie?
Well, you have the House Intelligence Committee. They voted unanimously yesterday. They're going to release this Democratic memo, the response to the Republican memo that came out, which was pretty damning against the FBI, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, yesterday, again, yes, they're going to release the Democratic memo. And here is the leading minority leader, Adam Schiff, on the Democratic House Intelligence Committee.
This president, like Nixon, has his own enemies list, and anyone who was involved in the Russian...
Enough of that.
His own
Suck
enemies
it,
list.
fool.
Yeah. And you're at the top of that list,
Yeah.
schmuck.
What a a-hole.